Hey up everybody, welcome to the Product X channel. So what am I up to? We're working in the back of my transit van. The last video you would have seen for this transit van would be me making those awesome seats just in the front there. And I did show you the rear of this van, which is all scratched and horrible and nasty. And I did say that I'm going to upgrade it all in the back, give it a makeover and make it something quite spectacular. So I'm going to show you around it what I've been doing with it. And we're going to do a little bit of work adding some of this, sticking some of this lovely vinyl velvet stuff on the back doors. Let's take a look. So what a transformation. If you remember, I'll show you a little clip of what this van looked like before this. It was an absolute chaotic mess in the back. I've made this floor. So what I've done here is I've cut out, I've got some MDF board, and I've taken the floor that was in the original floor, which was rotting, placed it on top of it, and just draw a template out, cut it, fitted it in. I've fitted carpet tiles on here. I got these carpet tiles from eBay. It was only 26 quid for 20. Quite disappointed with them, to be honest with you. I would avoid these. I bought carpet tiles before, and I got them from B&Q for the previous van, darker ones. And they're a little bit more expensive. They're 6 quid each, but I tried doing this on a budget and recycling some materials, which I'll show you later. So I tried doing this on a bit of a budget, and to be honest with you, budgeting on this sort of thing, don't bother doing it. I've become a cropper before when it comes to budgeting. So you can see what I'm talking about. My pet hate is you can see the join in all these carpet tiles, and some of them I'm having to get a lighter and just burn it across because it's fizzing up there. Look, it's starting to fray a little bit. The last van I had, and I got those carpet tiles from B&Q, you could not see the transition whatsoever. When you place those down, you could not see them. So I think I will be getting these tiles off in the future. I don't like that. It looks awful. It looks like a shabby job and ruins it. So I've made, so the seats are there, by the way, all lovely, fitting. I tested it out, took it for a drive, I love them comfortable. So I've fitted this shelf unit here. Behind it is all the electrics and the wiring, which is neatly tucked away. I've got to do some work on the wiring up here. It needs securing. I don't like wiring loose, and you shouldn't have wiring loose because any sharp edges, it can cut like that, cause a short circuit, or worst thing, a fire. Right, I've fitted some plugs there and some USB ports. There's a USB port here, pretty nifty, and a light switch there to turn off my lights. So I'm going to do the roof. I'm going to cover the roof with this soft velvet material stuff. I will do that later. I've fitted this myself, and I've never fitted this before. This is the first time I've put this lot in. I didn't record the video doing it because it's quite difficult placing a camera somewhere and trying to explain something that I've never done. But however, I am going to do those back doors, so I'll show you basically how to do it if you were thinking of doing this. It's quite easy. If you've done vinyl wrapping before, plastic vinyl wrapping on a car or bike, something like that, this is much easier. I thought this would be harder to do, but it's way easier. I've not done a bad job at that. A little bit of bleed through with the glue there, not too worried about it. So these are original door cards, which I've just wrapped those and punched the holes in for the clips. Yeah, the soundproofing under here. By the way, I put soundproofing all under this floor before I laid this down. I've got some wrapping to do on there. I'm going to cover that step up. This side's the same. I did this. This was the first one I started doing. When I put this cloth interior in, this was the first side I did, and I don't know whether I went for the hard part or the easy part, but it turned out pretty good. All right, so down here, I have been to town and bought myself some pretty expensive stuff. This power inverter, it all works. I've tested it. This is a 2,500 watt pure sine wave power inverter. I've got this off eBay. It's second hand. It was very expensive, you know, it's second hand. I'm just doing some modifications on it, so that's why I've got it unplugged at the moment. I've got this Sterling Power split charging monitoring system. Down here's my fuse box. Got some wires here. It's pretty overkill, to be honest with you. I've got lots of fuse ports in there. It's just for the future if I had more wiring. I've got myself, this is my battery monitor, my solar charger also. These wires here run out and under there to my solar charger, which I'll show you in a minute. I've made this box, this whole shelf unit here I made it from some old wardrobe doors. I've got some wood from some old wardrobes, which I've left up there. So that's, some people may think why I've not gone to the end here, why I've cut this out and I've not gone to the end to cover that whole entire arch. Well, this is the length of these wardrobe doors, unfortunately, and it's got a nice glossed over edge on them. I didn't want to disturb that, so that's the reason why it is short. I put it all the way towards the seat there because of the battery. There's 3 batteries on here and they just fit in line there, and I'll show you the battery box in a minute. So I've done the door as well. This was the hardest one to do, just because I didn't take the door off to do it, but we managed it. Me and my wife did this one. The door's all wrapped up. I don't know what this stuff's like in the rain, so I want to probably keep this as dry as possible and not have the doors open when it's raining. But I am going to fit some sort of an awning cover on the outside so it keeps these nice and dry. So the battery box. I've made this myself. Still out of the old wardrobes that were in our house, in our bedroom. I've wrapped them as well. Looks lovely, nicely concealed in there. So these batteries are brand new, they're not second hand. They're £189 a piece, these batteries. I can't remember the make of them actually. I think they are Adventurer AGM. 700 cold cranking amps in those. So they're very, very powerful. It's like you can use them for boats, trucks, caravans, anything like that. I've got 3 of them and I quite possibly would put a 4th one somewhere if I can find the space. Perhaps one under there because I've got 1 battery under there. These batteries are very good, holds a lot of power, and I can power, we've tested this out, this power inverter, the whole system. I can run a microwave, kettle, jet wash, you name it. This will run everything that your house will run in here. Well, that's without running the engine of the car, of the van as well. So I can fire the engine up, which I will when I'm running anything like that, just to keep this whole thing topped up. This is a charger also, so when this uses power from that battery just to power the alternator which is inside here, so this will charge the system. Right, let's box this away. So at the moment I'm just going to leave this as it is until we have finished doing our camping trip. I don't want to leave that exposed, so I will fit some cupboard doors on there, and perhaps I've got some more wood up there from the wardrobes. I will fix some cupboard doors in there which I'm going to slide open. I'm going to fit them on there. I think I will wrap them externally, wrap them with some stainless steel vinyl wrap, something like that. In here I probably will put perhaps some shelves in here or a shelf above this, and I don't know what else I'm going to put in there. It's quite a small space, but it's nice to have those little areas to stuff things away. I will put a cupboard door on there as well. I don't want cupboard doors to open outwards, just in case you've got anything in here, it's going to clash. So I want everything to slide open. Ideas are just flowing through my head what I can do with this van. So many ideas, and it's quite exciting. This is probably a project I'm really enjoying and looking forward to, rather than sanding, painting, stripping engines, stuff like that. I am really looking forward to this because I can be so creative when you get a van, and you can do it for very little money. You know, I've probably put £1,000 into this. It might be a lot of money for some, but that's just because of all the electrical equipment I've fitted in there, the power inverters, batteries, stuff like that. That's the biggest cost. The seats were 50 quid from a scrapyard. I just went with some tools, looking around the cars to find the perfect seats, and I found those. The rest of it I did myself with a grinder and a TIG welder. And these wardrobes here, these old wardrobes, I'll chop the doors up, use the wood from that. The vinyl wrap I've used probably I'd say 18 meters in total of this carpet wrap in the back, and quite a lot of glue. The carpet wrap's probably cost about 150 quid in total. I've got some spare now to do the doors with. The glue, Evo stick glue, which I got from B&Q, which was strongest stuff. The floor tiles, 26 quid. The MDF board, 22 quid. So all in all, it's quite a cheap job if you just want to do this yourself, if you can do it yourself. So anyway, let's crack on. I'll show you the solar charger actually. So yeah, the solar charger, the wires come from, this goes to the battery, that goes to the solar charger. So the wires come from here. I'm going to tuck this away a little bit neat. You can just see them there, look. They run under here, and I've managed to get them inside there behind the fuel filler cap. There's a little bit of a fiddle. I had to use some welding wire to thread that through, and I did this with my last van what got stolen. So that runs to a connector here, the connector's there under the fuel cap, and my solar charger. This was actually attached to the old van, the silver one that got stolen, and we use this at Fox Hills. Now these solar panels are pretty cheap from eBay. They do work because this kept the batteries topped up in my other van for the whole weekend. It charged the phone, the lights, everything like that, and kept the battery topped up enough to fire the engine. So that weren't a problem. This will plug into that plug where the petrol cap is, and I've got enough cable there then to run these, stick them on the roof, the windows, anything like that, so I can point them in different directions towards the sun. I can get more of these and clip them all together, and that just plugs in there like that. As soon as you get some sunlight, then this will work, and it does work. It keeps it charged up, trickled. Okay, all right, so it's time. I've got some more of this vinyl wrap, this cloth wrap, it's not vinyl wrap. I've got some more of this wrap here, this material. I'm going to open that. I'm going to prep these doors now, start stripping off what I need to be stripped off. Take this off again. I'll start with that one. Good old Zelensky, top man.